All right, good morning. I'm Mayor Josh Moning, and this is Anna Allen, the Assistant City Engineer, and we're here at the site of Benjamin Avenue reconstruction. So if you remember a few years ago, Brosh Avenue was a major reconstruction project within the city, and we did a series of videos to update citizens of the progress of these projects, and we're going to do the same thing here with Benjamin Avenue. So this is our first in a series of videos over the next few months to follow progress on Benjamin Avenue reconstruction. And I wanted to introduce Anna. She just came on to the city staff within the last few months, right?
Yep.
Okay, and so she is the point of contact, the lead person for the city on this project, working with various contractors to get the job done. And as you can see behind us, the work has started, excavation work, working now in the area of Riverside and Benjamin, which will be kind of the starting point for the street replacement. There's unlike Brosh, it's not a full utilities replacement project, so the water lines and the sewer lines will stay in place for the most part, but there is a storm sewer replacement segmented along the corridor.
Correct.
But right now, excavation and paving will start soon, right? Anna, can you talk a little bit about where we are and how that will proceed?
Yes. So right now, you can see behind us, they've kind of started some of the subgrade prep. They had to do some over excavation and recompacting of the subgrade. Right now, they're kind of at a standstill because of the rain, but they're working to get that pumped out and dried out. So they had to come in, finish compacting the subgrade over here, and then they'll put a 4-inch concrete base course on there. And then they should be coming in to start paving, starting at Riverside and then working their way east here. And BX Civil is a contractor that'll be doing the paving up here. So we're hoping starting next week, start seeing some concrete get put down.
So you mentioned subgrade. Talk about how important that is to a street's longevity. I mean, we're down to dirt here, but before paving, obviously, there will be a base laid under, and that's the subgrade you're referring to. What kind of materials make up the subgrade?
So for the subgrade prep out here, they're using, mostly they're just using the subgrade, the soil that's here already, and they're scarifying, so they're digging it up, and then they lay it back down and recompact it, and then we have a testing company that comes out, and we had to make sure that we get the density and everything that we need on the subgrade to make sure it's compacted per specification. And that's important for the longevity of the concrete, because we want to make sure it's going to be on a good base. We don't need that soil moving it all up and down, and so that concrete can be placed on top and won't have issues in the future. On top of that subgrade, then there's also a 4-inch crushed concrete base course. So that also gives it that added structure underneath the paving as well.
Right. Okay, very good. So we're moving now from Riverside Benjamin on pavement. Once the subgrade is where it needs to be, and you said the coarse grade, right?
Yeah.
Coarse grade that's laid on top. Then we'll get into paving. But will paving start essentially here, working towards Riverside, and how what's the progression of that? How will they take that up?
So they'll start at Riverside. We go south on Riverside, 100 or so feet south of Riverside. So they'll do that portion, and they'll need to do that portion. They call it a hand pour. So they're not using their machine, and they'll just do, since it's a smaller segment, it's considered a hand pour. And then there's going to be also a section at the crosswalk that's going to be a colored concrete section. So they'll do that separately as well. And then once they get onto Benjamin itself, then they'll have their paving machine. I think they have that set up at about 24 feet wide. So they'll use their paving machine then to come down and pave the 2 lanes that they need in one shot. And then,
okay. And then work will continue on with excavation to the east, right? Eventually all the way to First Street. And they'll really start getting at that once school gets out on the 18th, right?
Correct. So as soon as school gets out, they're gonna put up the traffic control. They'll be shifting the traffic to the north side, similar to where it is right now on this west side of the project. So traffic will be shifted to the north. There'll still be a single lane each direction. There will be access open to the YMCA and access for the middle school and everything. So they will do that. So once they have all the traffic control up and the traffic shifted, then they'll come along. Porters doing the concrete removal, so they'll come through and they'll bust up the concrete, they'll haul that off site, and then start working on subgrade prep and some storm drain work in there. So we'll have the other subcontractor in there doing some of the storm sewer.
Okay, so they'll excavate on the south lanes, right, and work their way down, and then eventually come back all the way to Riverside this year, by the end of this year, and potentially a little bit further west if all goes accordingly, right?
Depending on weather, and we don't have any unforeseen.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll hope for the best.
Right.
Anyway. So let's talk a little bit about who is working on this project. The contractor, BX Civil, right?
Yep.
And we have a point of contact, a lead on that project, who is here daily on the site, communicating with property owners, trying to solve any issues that we have with interacting with the public. I mean, it's a complicated project in that the traffic continues to flow through, so safety is a big concern. So talk a little bit about our relationship with BX Civil and how we're trying to work with the general public on notifications, and then property owners on how they're impacted as this project moves forward.
Yes. So before this project started, working with BX Civil, and then JEO is doing our construction engineering. So they're kind of the point of contacts out here in the field. They bring us in when they need us to come look at something or need a second look. Safety-wise, they've come out here. We've made sure all the traffic controls set up correctly. Making sure there's no issues with any of the traffic coming through. I know we had to play around with the signals down here, the signal timing and everything, to get traffic flowing the way we need to. And we put up some pedestrian detours to make sure none of the students or anybody from the YMCA is coming down and walking through the construction site. So we put up detours for pedestrians and everything else. And prior to the start of this project, the BX Civil and JEO went around and they talked to all the property owners just to tell everybody what was going to happen and let them know that they're the point of contact out here. And everybody seems to be pretty happy with that so far.
I think that's very important. The more communication on a project like this, the better. A lot of moving parts. Of course, safety is the first priority.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
and we do appreciate the public's patience with how this project rolls out. It's long overdue. We all know that Benjamin Avenue reconstruction needed to take place probably years ago, but with the council approving funding, finding a way to get this project done, which is one of the largest infrastructure projects and investments the city has ever done at one time. We knew it was the time just to pull the trigger and get it started. And now we'll have to live through some of the complication, the pain that causes. But once it's all said and done, I think it'll be a really nice project for the community. So, Anna, thank you for taking some time to help explain the project. And we'll do this every few weeks to mark progress on where we're at and help maintain that communication with the public. But again, thank you for your patience. Pay attention for motorists using the area. Pay attention, extra careful attention as you're down here. Again, we want to make sure the environment's safe for construction workers and the traveling public. Thank you.